This is something that kind of changed the way that I play the game, and I just can't possibly go back now. Pretty much regardless of what class you play, you all probably have an ability that looks like this. It's a targeted spell that you've got to choose the spot on the floor to place it. For a class like Fire Mage, this ability would be like Flame Strike, which is a spell that you cast a lot during your AoE rotation. Or for an Ellie Shaman, this could be Earthquake, again a spell that you'll be casting a lot. Maybe you're playing a Hunter though, and you only really see these circles when you place your traps. Either way, you may have felt like I did, that it's kind of really annoying that you need to press the button and then click at the location that you want to cast it at. Well, you can actually smooth this process out a ton by setting up an @cursor macro so that instead of needing to select your location, it will just automatically cast it wherever your cursor is at. I think it's pretty easy to see how big of a difference this can make when you watch my mage's rotation on screen here. The difference between having to click an additional time basically every other global is kind of a nightmare, and it's basically a necessity that I use a macro, otherwise I'm going to lose out on a ton of damage. For other classes, the damage loss might not be as extreme as for Fire Mage, but it's probably not zero. Now, this isn't to say that you should never use ground targeting. For example, for movement abilities, I actually kind of prefer to be able to target the ground. An example of when this is useful is on a fight like Sprocketmonger. When he does that knockback during the intermission, some classes such as a Warrior or Demon Hunter can use their leap to cancel out the knockback. It's kind of nice to be able to hover your mouse on the ground while getting knocked back, and then afterwards all you have to do is click and you know that you're going to be at that exact location. Or maybe sometimes the caster mobs are a bit far from the melee mobs, and you want to make sure that you will land your AoE perfectly in the center of it so that it hits both. This might be a case of when it's nice to have a targeted version of the spell, just to guarantee that you are in fact hitting your target. For example, I recently started playing Vengeance Demon Hunter, and I don't really see myself wanting to use this macro on my Sigil of Chains, since I'd like to be more precise with where I'm placing it to get the most value out of it. Those are just some examples, but either way, one thing is for sure, if you haven't tried using an @cursor macro, I definitely recommend giving it a shot.